This is Perception of the World. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Power outage hits large parts of Spain and Portugal.
Most power has now been restored in Spain following that massive electricity outage across the country and in neighbouring Portugal. The cause of the power outage is still under investigation this morning. Bloomberg's Spain bureau chief, Rodrigo Orihuela, joins me now. So we've had the update, Rodrigo. Thanks for standing by. Most power has now been restored in Spain. Do we have any clarity on what was behind this and how policymakers are thinking about mitigating the risks going forward?
Well, the issue there is right now to answer that question is that we don't exactly know what sparked this outage. So there was an explanation that it had something to do with the frequency of the tension on the system, but that came from the grid operator early in the afternoon. The government subsequently, the Prime Minister himself subsequently said that there are all theories are still on the table and nothing has been dismissed. So the answer to how this happened hasn't been offered yet, and until that comes, I don't think anybody will be able to say what are the solutions.
Spain and Portugal were hit by a widespread power outage on Monday that paralyzed public transportation, caused large traffic jams, and delayed flights. Well, here's my take and here's my view. This also goes to automotive. The major nations of the world want the year 2035 for all vehicles to be zero emissions when they're sold. That's not going to happen, and there's multiple factors why it's not happening. Not just these power outages that happen across the UK and the European Union. Here's one of the examples. One of the reasons underlying, but they can't say it, the reason why the UK left the European Union is they already know that 2035's zero emissions for all new vehicles sold is not going to happen. And there is a person that works for Land Rover, Range Rover. They work on the platform for the next, Range Rover, Land Rovers, and whatnot. Not this generation, the next generation of the update. And so you can't think about, so there's an update coming, and then there's the update they're working on. They're working on a diesel gasoline platform. So that will put the next up the not this update, the next update well into 2040 or past 2035. They already know there it's like this. The government's going to talk to the manufacturer and say, "Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll go on." They'll give them the paperwork stating that, "Yeah, this is not going to happen." It's not going to work out. The systems are already taxed all over the world. If the US tried to make all new vehicles zero emissions in 2035 sold, the power grid network would basically just be shutting down because the amount of people hopping on to charge their vehicles, most people are going to charge their vehicles at the same time as each other. They got to go to work, so they're going to charge it at night. Or when they get home from work, they're going to charge when they get home. And so those mass amount of people charging at those same times will pull the grid down every single time. Just look what happened in the UK last year. The government put out statements: do not charge your car at the same time as everyone else at those peak hours that everyone needs to charge their car so they can go to work the next day. It's not going to happen. These power outages are going to keep happening if they keep pushing these electrical cars because no one's going to replace their grid properly and build their grid out properly. Just think of New York. Look at New York and how packed they are. You know how many charging stations you would need all over New York? Every single parking garage would literally have to be a charging station. And then where do you park everyone else's cars? That's how many cars are in New York and how many people drive. And over 1 million cars are EVs in New York, and it's already causing a problem. And people have problems not being able to charge their cars. And when they go to supercharging stations, there's long lines waiting for them. You don't see that at gas stations. Look, there's no silver bullet, there's no magic pill to fix these issues. We have to use a combination of things: diesel hybrid, gasoline hybrid, maybe some EVs, synthetic fuels. We'll probably have to also create more synthetic fuels and recycle fuels like they do with diesel, where they take cooking oil and they turn it to diesel. So these power outages are going to keep happening. I have a fundraiser going on to help me get a new PC or an Apple MacBook Pro. Just leave a comment, PC or MacBook, when you donate. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, see you on the next one.